Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
Rhea Ripley has reacted to Tiffany Stratton's latest Instagram post following Charlotte Flair calling her a child on WWE SmackDown. The Queen has already come face-to-face with Ripley and Stratton since winning the 2025 Women's Royal Rumble match. On the Raw after the Royal Rumble Premium Live event, Ripley confronted Flair. The Eradicator asked the Queen to choose her for WrestleMania 41 and reminded the latter about their history at WrestleMania. Meanwhile, in the latest edition of SmackDown, Stratton asked Flair to pick her. Post-SmackDown, Stratton broke her silence on Instagram. Her message caught the attention of several WWE superstars, including Ripley. Check out a screen grab of Ripley's Instagram comment below. Tiffany Stratton will try to convince Rhea Ripley to wear pink gear. Tiffany Stratton has claimed she wants to convince Rhea Ripley to wear pink gear. The two WWE superstars have formed a bond since their respective championship wins. Stratton became the new WWE Women's Champion on the January 3rd episode of SmackDown by cashing in her Money in the Bank contract. Meanwhile, Ripley reclaimed the WWE Women's World Championship during the January 6th episode of Raw on Netflix. Rhea, I would love that. Would you wear pink for me? I think she would. Pink goth. I'm going to try to convince her. Ripley's first defense after regaining the WWE Women's World Championship was against Nia Jax, the woman whom Tiffany Stratton defeated to capture the Women's Championship. However, Jax has now inserted herself back into the Women's Championship picture. On SmackDown, the former champion interrupted the segment between Stratton and Flair, voicing her interest in regaining the title she lost due to Stratton's cash-in. Ripley and Stratton's opponents for WrestleMania 41 are yet to be confirmed. One of them is expected to face the Queen. Meanwhile, the other will face the winner of the 2025 Women's Elimination Chamber match. The WWE Universe was left buzzing after a heated confrontation between Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton on WWE SmackDown. The tension between the two blonde powerhouses had been building for weeks, and when Flair finally confronted Stratton, she didn't hold back, mockingly calling her a child in front of the entire crowd. However, one person who had an interesting take on the situation was the Eradicator herself, Rhea Ripley. As the reigning Women's World Champion, Ripley knows what it takes to stand at the top of WWE's women's division, and she wasted no time reacting to the fiery exchange between the Queen and the buff Barbie doll. But was Ripley supporting Charlotte's assessment, or did she have a different perspective on the rising SmackDown star? Let's dive into the fallout of this moment and how Rhea Ripley's reaction could shake up the WWE women's division moving forward. The SmackDown Showdown, Charlotte Flair vs. Tiffany Stratton. It all started when Charlotte Flair interrupted Tiffany Stratton's in-ring promo. Stratton, who had been boasting about her recent dominance and future championship aspirations, was caught off guard when the Queen's entrance music blared through the arena. The crowd erupted as Flair made her way to the ring, wearing an all-business expression. Grabbing a microphone, Charlotte smirked and looked Stratton up and down before delivering the line that sent shockwaves through the WWE Universe. Tiffany, you're talented, you're athletic, and you have potential, but let's be real. You're still just a child playing dress-up in a queen's world. The audience oohed as Stratton's confident smile twitched slightly, her composure slipping for just a moment. The former NXT Women's Champion tried to brush it off, laughing arrogantly before replying. Charlotte, I don't know if you've noticed, but I've done more in 1 year than most do in 5. You might be a queen, but I'm a Barbie, and we all know Barbie is bigger than royalty these days. Flair's smirk remained, but her eyes narrowed. It was clear she wasn't amused by Stratton's boldness. The segment ended with Charlotte warning Tiffany to be careful who she disrespected because true greatness isn't about looking the part, it's about proving it in the ring. Rhea Ripley reacts, a cryptic message. Following SmackDown, social media exploded with reactions to the segment. Many fans debated whether Flair was right to dismiss Stratton or if she was simply trying to assert dominance over the up-and-comer. But one reaction stood out above the rest, Rhea Ripley's. The Judgment Day's dominant force took to X, formerly Twitter, shortly after the show aired, posting a cryptic message. Queens and Barbies, both break under the weight of reality. The post instantly ignited speculation. Was Ripley taking a shot at Charlotte Flair, her longtime rival? Or was she warning Tiffany Stratton that she wasn't ready for the big leagues yet? Fans quickly flooded the comments, some asking if Ripley was planning to step into SmackDown's business, while others wondered if she was hinting at a future confrontation with either woman. The history: Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. Ripley's words carried extra weight given her storied history with Charlotte Flair. The two have battled multiple times, most notably at WrestleMania 36 when Flair dethroned Ripley for the NXT Women's Championship, and again at WrestleMania 39, where Ripley finally got her redemption. Ripley has long held a grudge against Flair, believing she's the golden girl of WWE, always given opportunities others have to claw their way to earn. So, when Flair called Stratton a child, it's possible Ripley saw a bit of her younger self in Tiffany, someone who was once doubted and dismissed but later proved she belonged. However, Ripley is far from an ally to either woman. If anything, she thrives on watching the women's division tear itself apart, knowing that at the end of the day, she is the one standing tall. Tiffany Stratton fires back at Rhea Ripley. It didn't take long for Tiffany Stratton to notice Ripley's cryptic post. The next morning, the buff Barbie doll fired back with her own social media response. "I don't break, sweetie. I shine. And soon, I'll shine brighter than you and that little toy championship you carry around." The WWE Universe immediately took this as a challenge. Was Tiffany actually setting her sights on Rhea Ripley? The idea of a Raw vs. SmackDown crossover match between the two sent fans into a frenzy, with some calling for a Survivor Series showdown. But could Tiffany really handle Mommy? That remained to be seen. Charlotte Flair's response: a future triple threat? Meanwhile, Charlotte Flair wasn't about to let Ripley and Stratton steal all the headlines. Later that evening, the Queen responded in an interview with WWE Digital Exclusive. "I don't need to subtweet, and I don't need to prove myself to anyone, least of all to Ripley or Stratton. But if either of them want to step in my ring, they know where to find me." This immediately sparked speculation that WWE could be teasing a major triple threat match between Ripley, Flair, and Stratton, three women from three different generations of WWE's women's division. Ripley, representing the dominant present. Flair, representing the decorated past. Stratton, representing the rising future. If WWE were to book such a match, it could be one of the biggest showdowns in recent memory. What's next for Rhea Ripley? With Survivor Series approaching, WWE might just pull the trigger on a cross-brand showdown. Tiffany Stratton, despite being a rising star, still has a lot to prove against established veterans like Flair and Ripley. However, her confidence and arrogance make her a compelling wildcard in the division. Meanwhile, Rhea Ripley remains the most dominant force in WWE's women's division. If she decides to set her sights on either woman, it could shake up the landscape entirely. One thing is certain: Rhea Ripley lives for chaos. Whether she was taking a shot at Flair, warning Stratton, or simply stirring the pot, her words have made one thing clear: she's watching. And when Mommy is watching, trouble isn't far behind. Final thoughts. Charlotte Flair's confrontation with Tiffany Stratton was a major moment on SmackDown, but Rhea Ripley's reaction might have been even more significant. With tensions rising between these three powerful women, WWE could be setting the stage for an explosive battle that could define the future of the women's division. Will Tiffany Stratton prove she belongs among WWE's elite? Will Charlotte Flair re-establish her dominance? Or will Rhea Ripley remind everyone why she is still the most feared woman in WWE? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure: this is far from over.